Well, hello there and welcome to the Thursday edition of glennzb TV, the show that puts glennzb up your Periscope. This morning, got an exciting new flavour for you. I'm just not quite sure what sort of a flavour of what is flavoured with the exciting new flavour, because what's happened is they've reduced the fishing quota for the deep water dory, which is otherwise known as the Oreo, spelled the same way as So what we're dealing with here is either a fish flavoured cookie or a cookie flavoured fish. I'm not sure that I'm a fan of either of those, to be honest. I'm willing to give it a try, don't get me wrong. I'm willing to give it a go. I'm willing to give most things a go. Some things not, though. I've never ever come across the circumstance where I've thought to myself, what I need to do now is take a nude picture of myself. I don't understand why people do this. But apparently it's perfectly normal and nothing to be ashamed of. Even though sometimes they are used for revenge porn and can fall into the wrong hands. Anyway, Lizzie Marvelli, who used to sing pop opera and now sings sort of pop, she's stuck herself right in the middle of the road, basically. She's got involved in another social issue. I'm not a fan of celebs getting involved in social issues. Anyway, she started a hashtag called My Body, My Terms, and she's got a whole lot of celebs who've gotten naked and said that it's fine to take nude pics of yourself. It's not okay to then use nude pics of somebody against them. I'll tell you what's not okay. It's Guy Williams nude. Just thinking about him being nude. I don't want to see that. I don't even want to think about it. Nude off. It's not okay. Jennifer Lawrence, okay. Guy Williams, not okay. The Republican debate, the second return of the killer Republicans, that's really hyped up, isn't it? If you're Mike Hosking and you watch news channels while you're on your treadmill or your stationary bike. Little insight, behind the scenes insight there, Mike Hosking. Me, not so interested, given that the actual election thing is more than a year away. But anyway, of course, they have what they call the kids' table debate on first, before prime time. So the candidates who didn't quite have enough popularity to make it to prime time. However, there is one good thing about being at the kids' table, of course. Presumably they get all the chicken nuggets they can eat. And possibly even some fairy bread. That's certainly going to make up for the fact that you're not on prime time, I would have thought. Now, for overseas viewers who are wondering what fairy bread is, it's white bread, usually with the crust cut off, with butter, and then hundreds and thousands sprinkled on top. What do you mean you don't know what hundreds and thousands are? You uncivilized Philistines. Sprinkles, like on an ice cream. Jeez, there's some uncivilized societies out there. And yet you've still got 4G, so you can still watch this. It's a paradox. Now let's look at the wider world. I'm worried about the refugee situation, especially on the border between Serbia and Hungary. Things seem to be getting very out of control there. And it poses a few questions for me. There's a lot of razor wire. Everywhere I see razor wire, and I wonder, how does that get there, that razor wire? I mean, that stuff's lethal. Whose job is it to put that up? I asked Rachel Smalley this. She's one of our hosts. She's just got back from that very border. I said, did you see them putting it up? And she said, yes. They basically I think they get convicts to do it. I wasn't sure whether that's because they've got very tough hands or they just don't care what happens to their hands. A bit like installing pink bats, I suppose, isn't it? Fiberglass insulation. You want to wear the gloves. Definitely. That's all the important questions on the refugee crisis asked and answered here on glennzb TV. Thanks for watching the Thursday edition. Thanks for having me up your Periscope. I'll see you back here again with more tomorrow.